Hello and welcome to the Knit Girls. This is episode 704. I'm Laura, also known as Lala.
I am Leslie, also known as You Don't Call Me Les, and I'm casting.
It
Things are
is
a little,
July 29th, 2025.
yes. Laura and I both use the she, her pronouns. And it's post SSK.
Yep,
So,
we're a
um,
little over a week out.
mhm. and starting to feel human again. Um, I enjoy it. It just takes a lot of spoons. So it just takes me a while to recharge afterwards. And then I had food poisoning this weekend, so that was a super fun addition to the schedule. Um, I'm casting on, but what are you working on?
It's been almost a month since we recorded, so I have lots of new cast-ons.
Okay.
And some old stuff that got worked on. So the older stuff that I worked on, I did pick up my Footpath Socks out of Woolens and Nosh.
And this is your pattern that was in Ply.
This was a pattern that was in the Hue issue of Ply magazine. So I'm slowly making some gateway with that. It is originally written for hand spun. One of the yarns is chain plied, so it has long color repeats, and the other is a traditional 3-ply. And I decided to do this pair out of commercial yarn, dyed by the lovely Michelle of Woolens and Osh. And one is just the solid blue, and then the other is a self-striping. So I am through the cuff. It's an afterthought heel, so I'm about to put in, it's actually a forethought heel because I'm going to put in some waist yarn. And then I am going to knit the rest of the sock. So these are going to my friend Jillian. She's got teeny tiny feet.
Mhm.
So the rest of them should go fairly fast. But yep, so that is living in my gnome fat squirrel bag that I got at SSK, I believe a couple years ago. I think it was an SSK purchase. And then the other sock that I have on the needles, I got some work on when I didn't work on it all at SSK, but leading up to SSK, I went out to dinner a couple times, and got some work done on this. So this is an unknown nomadic yarns colorway. The first sock is completely done. It is toe up, Wendy Johnson's toe up sock with gusset from her first book, Socks from the Toe Up. It's like my favorite pattern. Knit on size 0 needles, over 60 stitches, I believe. And then I'm gonna have to count my ribbing because I don't remember how many stitches, but I think it was 60. Because I am on the toe of the second one. So the toe's been cast on. Um, and I started on that yesterday, and that is living also in a fat squirrel bag. That's a little matchy-matchy. So I do like that little matchy-matchy. These have been on the needles since May, I think. So they've been on the needles for a while. Hopefully I will get them off the needles this month. And then some stuff that y'all have not seen at SSK, I cast on with our SSK goodie bag colorway. This is from, oh, I'm all tangled. Um, this one,
Cesium?
no. Cesium
No,
to the fiber.
Supernova.
This is from
Supernova.
Supernova Dye Works. I'm knitting it on size 3 needles, and it is the Easy One by Martina Bem. So I have to weigh, you go till like 50% of the yarn is used. So I need to weigh and see how far I've gone, and see if I start on the next section yet. So it is an elongated triangle shawl, super easy, perfect for knitting in a group of friends because you don't need to think so much. And then my last two projects are the opposite of that. I cast on A Look at My Holes by James Watts.
Which is like a little cropped sort of net looking sweater.
Yeah. So, this is not going to be cropped, I don't think. I haven't decided yet. He actually in the pattern it can be full length or it can be cropped. He's got
Okay.
this version, he's got a boxy version, and he has a set in sleeves version that's coming out soon.
Hmm.
Um, so it's got just a couple repeats into this one, which is a raglan version.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it is something that I cannot do while anything else is going on, um, or I get distracted, because of the stitch pattern. So it's something I've got to focus on. So because of that, not a ton of progress. The yarn I'm using for that is actually what the pattern calls for, which is some Calborn woolens in a cotton linen blend. That's all that's in there. Let me double check. Yep, a cotton, 60% cotton, 40% linen, blend in the turquoise colorway. So, I have way more of this yarn than I need, which is why I'm thinking I might make it full length. We'll see. Um, so that is like my focus project. I'm knitting those on wooden size 7 needles, some chagus, because this yarn is also very slick and it can be a little slippery on these needles. And then the last thing is towards the end of the month, I am knitting on a gnome. So my friend Amber and I are racing to knit a gnome.
Does
And
Amber
this,
know you're racing?
yes, she does.
Okay. Just
This
asking.
is Noodles by Sarah Shira. This is from her book, which is a great book. I'm actually trying to slowly knit my way through this book, The Gnomes of Grimblewood. And so this is what it looks like at the end.
Okay.
So I'm through the hat, which is some old hand spun, and then the body, which I think is some Malabrigo silky wool. And then I just have the hands and the beard and the nose to go. So I did not finish this the other night when I was working on it because I was sitting in the living room watching the Great British Sewing Bee, and I wanted poly pellets for the bottom to kind of weigh it down, and they were in this room. So I am just about to close the bottom of the gnome. I like knitting gnomes for various reasons. I get to use up some scraps, but also I use my combing waste as the stuffing. So when you comb or hand comb fiber, depending on the fiber, there can be some waste, and depending on your combs. So this is a good way to repurpose that waste. So I enjoy doing that as well. So this is gnome 7 of the year. We'll see if I get all 12 done. But yeah, so that is everything, all the things knitting wise that I have been working on. What about you? You've been swatching a ton, right?
Yeah, so all of my SSK yarn, my goal is to use it by the next year. So, I or not cast on, I swatched for 6 different things. So what I bought this year at SSK, I bought with intention, except for a couple of skeins that I bought just because I liked them. But I try to buy with intention. Um, and I haven't swatched for every garment that I want to make, but I've swatched for 6 garments. So, and I just cast on for one, which I'll show in a second. Um, and I've got some of the patterns printed, not all of them. So I'll show you what I've got. So the first is actually a crochet garment, and this is the first crochet garment that I've made. Anything that I've tried to make in a specific size in crochet. So this is the Anaya top, and it's by
Cute.
Natalia McHale. And everything we talk about is linked in our show notes, and our show notes are on our website, which is TheKnitGirlls with 3Ls.com. So I bought some Barocco remix for this at House of Yarn in Nashville. This is what my swatches currently look like, which is just a big, looks like a bunting. It's a big mess. Um, so yeah, I swatched. It came out a half inch too tall, over 4 inches. Calling that good enough. Um, and I'll measure the depth of the armhole versus the depth of the armhole for the next size up. And if I need to make an adjustment, I will. But otherwise, I can just make adjustments as I'm trying it on. It's a top-down raglan
Okay.
style. So, but otherwise, I got gauge. I at least on this garment, I used the hook size it called for, which was an H. Um, but yeah, so that's the first thing that I swatched for. And then I swatched for, um, where is the other one? Well, I don't know where that one went. Oh, here it is. So for this tank, so there's a lady who has come to SSK a couple times. I think her name is Beth. And if it's not, then I apologize, but I'm pretty sure it's Beth. Who has knit a couple of these.
Yeah.
I don't think she does the tie in the middle. I think she just does it flat.
Andrea's
Um,
doing it with the tie right now.
well, that'll look very cute on her.
Yep.
I think I'm probably just going to do it flat. I hadn't planned ahead on buying for this, but I think Beth wore it on Friday, and so I was able to shop for it on
Super cute.
Saturday. Um, so I bought for that one some Oink pigments, the Coven, which is a fingering weight um, linen silk. I've knit with the DK weight of this. I first knit it with a needle size it called for, and it was looking way too small, like the gauge was too small. So I went up 2 needle sizes and got gauge once it had been blocked. Um, so this calls for a 4. I think I had to go up to a 6 to get gauge. Um, and it's in these 2 different colors. It's like seafoam and then kind of a brassy color.
Cool.
So I swatched for that. And then the Girlfriends cardigan, which I don't think I have printed out. It's just a big garter stitch cozy cardigan. Our friend Holly knit it. I mean,
Mhm.
lots of people have knit it, but um, I've been sort of wanting to knit it since Holly did. And I am using a swatch for it. And this one did not grow after blocking, even in garter stitch. But I'm using Republica Unicornia in the mini pearl colorway and
I
some.
wanted to buy that colorway and I totally spaced. It's really pretty.
It is. It's
It was a
like it's.
SSK debut colorway.
Oh, was it? Okay. I
Hmm.
didn't realize that. It's got some really lovely speckles. It's much more muted with this white alpaca silk, like mohair fuzzy sort of
Yeah.
yarn. So it definitely mutes it down, but you still get a bunch of really fun speckles, which I like. So I got gauge in that. It's nice and stretchy, and that makes me happy. So I'll cast on for that. Probably not until it cools off. It's crazy hot right now, so. Um, and then I swatched for a top that Laura, I think, was on her list. I don't know if she bought for it or not. The Mean Ruse top. Did you
I
buy for
did
that
buy
one?
for it.
Okay.
Hmm.
What did you pick?
I got some Kim Dye's yarn in the silk linen blend.
Hmm. So I got a white, like sparkle with some sparkle, at House of Yarn. It's Juniper Moon. Um, I want to say Jillian or something. Juniper Moon, Maryland, sorry. Um, and it's got these like little sequins in it. And then this sort of terracotta color is a Republica Unicornia color. I don't actually love these two together, so I'm gonna look for something a little copperier, a little less browny, and a
You got
little
like a
more goldy.
copper trend going on, my friend.
Yeah, there's not a lot of commonality in the colors, but that probably is one of them, yeah. So I got gauge on this one as well, which is nice, sort of. So the gauge is 23 over 4 inches, and I got 25 over 4 inches. But it's also like real roomy and whatever. So I'll look and see what the
Got a
recommended
good bit
ease
of
is.
ease, yeah.
Yeah, and I'll just take that into account when I decide what size I'm going to make. And also this like ish, like I got gauge ish is why a lot of my stuff ends up in the free to a good home. um, but it's fine. I enjoy knitting it. And I got some old rusted chair for this pedal party crop. So there's a good picture of it in here or not. Okay. So it's just a little slightly cropped pullover with a bit
Yeah,
of
it's a
lace.
Samantha
Gurin.
yeah, design.
Mm-hmm.
I have a
And
couple of her other designs on my list that I bought from.
I Oh, good. I got a colorway called Crystalline from Old Rusted Chair. So it's got these nice pops of color
Mm-hmm.
on a sort of gray silver background. So,
Pretty.
and then the last one was at um, Modern Daily Knitting. They had a shake rag top there, and I got some Ito Kinu for that, and it's just held single and then double. And that's what gives it that sort of striped effect, is the
Yeah,
single and then
Holly's
double.
knit that one too.
Um, and this is an Amy Christopher's pattern, and I got gauge for that as well. So I might cast this on as well because it doesn't look like there's really any shaping in it, so it looks pretty um, straightforward. So I might cast that on as well. But yeah, those are the things that I swatched for. And then I cast on for that Argyle tank, that like linen-y tank, just as we were
Okay,
starting recording. So that's what I'm actively working on.
that's exciting.
Yeah.
I have one finished object, but I know you have a bunch.
Hmm.
My finished object is a sweater. So leading up to SSK, I started working on the new tin can knit sweater, which is called Grove.
Yeah.
I wanted something to use the hand spun that we had in the goodie bags. So, like Leslie said, our dyer for the hand spun was cesium. So I spun 8 ounces of that as a 2-ply, just end to end. And then used that 8 ounces, which was around a fingering weight, so like 22 reps per inch, round about there, with some Surrey alpaca fluff from Republica Unicornia in the It's Still the Gulf of Mexico colorway. This is size 55. I did wear it one day at SSK. It was super fun. Um, yeah, and I just really enjoyed knitting it. The only modification that I made was I did add some length. So, it calls for I added like maybe 3 or 4 inches, just because I am very tall in real life. And then I also, because it is more boxy on me, when I tried it on, I decided I wanted only like I wanted the sleeves to hit me like right here, and that's where they were. So instead of doing a couple more repeats, I cut them a little bit short. So yeah, I used around 1,200 yards, 600 of each. Still have a substantial amount left of the hand spun, which will probably become gnomes. And yeah, really, really happy. I know Grove on Ravelry and on the Tin Can Knits website is shown on the child's, but I really enjoyed the pattern. It was knit flat. Leslie did the seaming for me after I blocked it. Um, and yeah, it was really enjoyable. It's knit flat because it's all garter stitch. There's only 4 pearls per like every other row. So just those edge stitches.
Yeah.
And then some ribbing as well. And really I think I knit the whole thing in 2 weeks. It was a fairly quick knit. And I just really enjoyed it. I also really enjoyed using Tin Can Knit's app. Like I used that to do it, and it was because it allows you to pick a specific size, and it get just gives you the directions for that size, and it was a really, really pleasant experience. So highly recommend that as well. That was knit on size 4 needles, and threes for the ribbing. But yeah, just really, really enjoyable. So that is my finished object. But I know leading up to SSK, you were really trying to bust through some stash. So you finished a bunch of stuff. What did you finish, friend?
Yeah, so I still had several skeins of yarn I needed to get through in order to finish everything by SSK. And to be fair, I did not finish everything. I was working on sock number 2 of the last skein during SSK. So I didn't exactly finish it, but I feel fine about it. So the first is a pair of socks out of another Crafty Girl in the Cityscapes colorway.
It's pretty.
These are for me. I finished them um a few days ago. I don't remember exactly, but I finished them a few days ago. So again, I didn't completely finish every single thing by SSK, but whatever. I'm fine with it.
Did you lose any socks to the puppies in the meantime?
No, because my door was just shut the whole time I was gone, which was really nice. Um, I sort of made this pattern up based on some other patterns. It's just a long garter stitch rectangle that I then seamed together. And it's just yarn held double. It's some Urban Girl yarn, fingering weight, held double, and it's just a nice squishy garter stitch
It's pretty.
scarf. I think I cast on like 130 something stitches on like a size 11 and then just knit until I was almost out of yarn. Very precise. Um, and then I had a skein of Old Rusted Chair in Someone I Love Had an Abortion. That's the colorway name. This is the Willow Cowl, and I've knit this before, and I like it because it uses um, a couple of different textures. It uses stockinette and this real simple lace, and then a folded hem on both sides, but it decreases slightly in size as it goes, so it actually sits really nicely on the neck.
Nice.
Like it
I love
sits and
that
keep,
colorway. I have some DK to use.
yeah. So this was held double, fingering weight held double. Um, and again, all the stuff that we're talking about is on our show notes, which is on our website, which is theknitgirls.com with 3 L's. I had some yarn in several colors from Apothecary. It was like our firefighting flock.
Yeah,
Um,
I meant to get some of that yarn this year and I totally spaced on it.
I didn't get any yarn from Apothecary this year. I got some fiber, but no yarn. Um, and the little um,
Oh yeah.
shrug thing that I'm wearing, she sells those too. But this is called the Switchback Neck Warmer, and the colors that I had chosen like look very Gryffindor, and that wasn't what I meant, but that's what the colors I had, so that's what I used. And this is 2-color brioche with some sections of garter stitch short rows.
Is there a pattern for that one or did you make it up?
Yeah, it's called the Switchback Neck Warmer.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I missed that.
It's okay. By Nick Davis. Um, and this one I'll probably give away just because I don't particularly love the colors, but it is very nice and warm and squishable and all that. And I'll probably will knit it again, just in different colors. Um, so there's that. And then the last thing was I had 2 skeins of slightly different reds from Urban Girl. And so I made a shrug. So, let me put this on. It's just a big rectangle that you seam a little bit together on either side.
Yeah.
That is as complicated as it is.
Those were super popular, like in the Stitch and Bitch era of books.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I mean, it's a nice way to have like a finished thing and not need to know anything about shaping.
yeah.
So, it's just a
Cute. It looks good on you.
so
It'll be nice in the
um
fall when it gets a smidge chilly.
yeah, and to wear with like a long sleeve shirt, just have a little something over it. It's really nice and soft. The base was great. I'm bummed that Urban Girl isn't dying anymore, but life
Yeah.
happens to the best of us. So
She's got stuff going on. So,
yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, I was in a frenzy of finishing
You were. That's a
prior
great
to
name for the
SSK.
episode.
Yeah, yeah, I guess it is. And most of those I had finished before I got to Laura's, but that brioche thing I had put off to last because I knew it was going to require brain power. Um, and I didn't want to use brain power. But, yep. I have a tiny bit of spinning, but I didn't even bring it in here with me. I went to
Okay.
the Madison Spin Guild meeting this past weekend. Got to see lots of lovely people. Um,
That's a great group.
apparently it was like the biggest meeting they'd ever had. Like the most people came that had ever come.
That's awesome. Good for
So,
them.
yeah. Um,
That's who ran the Wool Inn retreat that we went to in June.
mhm. Yep. Lovely group of folks. I will definitely go back, but I will try to go back at a time when it's less busy, which I don't know that that could be predicted. But
Well, they do
um,
on the Discord, you can say if you're going or not, so you
yeah,
can
that's
kind
what
of get a
Emily said.
feel. Yeah. People will say like interested or not interested in the
Yeah.
event. It's a great group. I wish I was local for that. I have been spinning. So I, before SSK, spun some door prizes, and I was
Hmm.
hoping to finish this as a door prize, but it did not happen. But it is lovely. So now it's mine. It is the Yates colorway from Republica Unicornia. I believe it's on Targi. I picked it up at SSK last year. So I have just a smidge left of the fiber, that much. And then that will go to be plied. I have a bunch of sock spinning that I'm going to start after this. And then also I have an article to write for Ply Magazine about finishing. So a lot of spinning in my future, for sure. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this fiber is nice and squishy. It's just I'm spinning it thinner than I should have, but that's fine. It'll be perfect for me. It's a perfect, good, like fall appley colorway. So that kind of makes me happy. It makes me wish it was fall because it is like 107 here today. Um, I was inside all day, so I was in almost from sunrise to like I just got home at 4:30. Um, so it was nice and cool in my library. But yeah, so that's the spinning that I've been getting done. Reading wise, I am still reading a great book called Let's Give 'em Pumpkin to Talk About. I don't do a ton of reading at SSK just because there's so much going on. I try to read at least a page a day to keep my streak going because I'm a creature of habit. But not been reading a ton, and then I am watching The Great British Sewing Bee, which is on the Roku channel. So I'm really, really enjoying the new season just started. They're 2 episodes in, and I'm really enjoying the cast. I'm really enjoying the cast, and it's just a fun group. So yeah, that's what I have been reading and watching. I will start reading some middle grade and YA stuff because it is that time. So I cannot wait to dig into some new books that came out this summer as well. What have you been reading or watching?
I've been reading a new book just about women's contributions um, to, politics and all that, but I can't remember the name of it, so I'll talk about it next week. I have been listening to a couple of things, listening to When the Moon Hits Your Eye by John Scalzi. I've kind of fallen a little bit out of love with it because I can't really, it changes every, like, new chapter is a new day of the month, and it changes like perspective and who's talking about what, and not in a way that feels natural. So I'm having a hard time staying interested in the book.
Are you reading or listening to it?
Listening.
Yeah, I find that harder when I'm like listening
Yeah.
than when I'm reading.
So I've been re-listening to The Night Circus, which is one of my all-time favorite listens. Jim Dale reads that one.
He's a great
Um,
narrator.
and Project Hail Mary, which apparently has been made into a movie.
It comes out
Um,
in December or January, I think.
okay. Um, I like the book. So it's just there are bursts where it's like lots of science and math, and I just have to endure that part.
Yeah, that's what killed that book for me. I got, I think, 60 pages in and abandoned it
Yeah.
because it was too much science detail.
hmm I mean, for people that are hardcore science folks, they might love it. I just have to get through those parts. And then like maintenance phase, back episodes. So I did a lot of driving in the course of the last couple weeks, so I got a fair amount of audiobook time. Um, but yeah, that's mostly what I'm reading and or listening to. Um, SSK? You want to talk about
SSK.
SSK?
So
So
my
it was.
favorite part of the SSK was I gave my mom a wheel, her dream wheel, and it was very exciting. But SSK as a whole was super fun. Lots of great people, lots of great food. I always find at least one thing in the try it on room. So we have a room where you can try on, it's like grown up dress up,
hmm
finished garments from people. And there was one garment in that room, and I don't have my phone. I always take a picture of the tag.
hmm
But it is one of the Barocco remix, Dre, Dre Dresecco or something like that. Dre, it's like Dreicho maybe. Um, anyway, I really liked Sarah's version of that, so that's kind of on my list. Yeah, it was lots of fun. What was your
Yeah.
favorite part? What did you enjoy about SSK?
You know, I the reason that we started SSK years and years ago was to facilitate people making connections. Um, just friendships as an adult,
Yeah.
are hard. So, that's really what I enjoy. People meeting new people or seeing, friends that they made at previous, years events or, things like that. I really enjoy the try it on room as well. Um, I like sort of catching other people's little moments of joy. There was a moment where Gwen came running down the stairs wearing a sweater by Liz. Um, Liz Stevenson. It's not she knit it. It wasn't she didn't design it, but it was like this sort of unremarkable pink, lovely pink sweater. But once
Oh
you got
yeah.
closer, you saw all the like beadwork done into it, and it was just
Mm-hmm. Liz does
absolutely
really pretty
beautiful.
stuff.
Um,
Dory
and just
also gave Gwen a sweater that she really was excited about.
oh yeah, that black and pink one, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, just seeing people's little moments of joy is always fun. And people are really generous. We do a free to a good home table where people can put, books or supplies or whatever that, they just aren't interested in anymore. And people found some really great stuff on that table.
Yep.
So,
You gave away a whole bunch of books, and then what didn't get claimed, we donated to a local arts resale shop called Smart Art,
mhm.
which is also very cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's probably my favorite part. It's just sort of being a witness to those little moments of joy that makes me happy. Um, yeah, I don't know that I have anything else to talk about this week.
Nope,
Do you?
I'm not gonna have a ton to show next week because it is the first week of school. So
Mhm.
my kiddos are coming back. So I am getting everything ready for that. So my knitting and crafting might be a little bit low the next couple weeks, but hopefully I'll get some stuff done.
I mean, it goes that way sometimes.
Yep.
So,
And if anyone would like to support a middle school library in Mississippi, my Amazon wish list is always attached to our show notes.
mhm.
So I always appreciate that, and my kids always appreciate that as well. I got to see them do schedule pickup last night, which was super fun. I got to yell eighth grade, my new eighth graders. And I have a seventh grade homeroom. So I got to see a bunch of it's actually funny, a bunch of my seventh grade homeroom students from last year who are eighth graders now. They had younger siblings in the sixth grade, and I have a bunch of them
Hmm,
in mine as well.
that's cool.
Yeah. So that'll be super fun. So the kids come Thursday.
So Thursday is the 31st. So
Yep.
they start July 31st. That's the earliest it's ever been, right? At least like in recent memory.
Yeah, I think so. Um, they added a fall break, so in order to accommodate that, like the number of school days is the same. There's just one break in the fall.
Hmm.
That we actually plan to go to hang out with friends to do our little sewing retreat that we always do. So we kind of moved that to that week. And Teresa's gonna fly in and spend some time with me before that, so it's gonna be lots of fun.
That'll be
That's
cool.
the current plan, but plans change too. We'll see. And then in 39 days, it's Wisconsin Sheep and Wool, and we'll both be there.
That's true. You said a while back that you had something or travel or visitors every month for the rest of the year. What's your August travel or visitors?
My parents are coming a little bit early
Oh, for Wisconsin.
for Wisconsin, and it's a big birthday for mom.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna celebrate that. But yeah, I think that's my only traveler visitors. Now I feel like I'm forgetting someone.
I mean, you're allowed perimenopause. It's fun.
I had several in July, but yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. And my parents have a new back porch, so I might go for a visit to on a long weekend to see them as well. We'll see. Um, yeah, so and then September is Madison, October we are hanging out, November and December I'm going to my parents. So that's exciting. And then March, I have something going on. Well, I'm teaching both in January, February, like the end of January, beginning of February, and then in March as well. And I'll announce those once that information goes public. Yeah, so lots going on. Always busy, busy.
All right, well, we hope you guys manage to stay cool or warm, and we will talk to you next week.
Bye,
Bye,
y'all.
y'all.